What's the most illegal thing you have ever gotten away with? When I was 19, I worked nights at a 24-hour gas station in a sketchy part of town. The kind of place where you kept one eye on the security monitor at all times, and the other on whoever walked through the door. My shift was 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., and I'd seen everything. Drunk drivers, people trying to steal beer, couples having full-blown screaming matches in the parking lot. One Tuesday around 2 a.m., I was restocking cigarettes behind the counter when I heard the door chime. I looked up, and this guy walks in wearing a black ski mask. My stomach dropped immediately. He walks straight up to the counter, reaches into his jacket, and pulls out what I immediately recognized as a toy gun from the dollar store, literally 2 blocks down the street. He points it at me with shaking hands and says, "Empty the register, now." His voice cracked on the word now. I just stared at him. My manager had done the cash drop an hour ago like he did every night at 1 a.m. There was maybe $40 in ones and fives in there, plus some change. Barely enough to make this worth his time. But here's the thing. I'd worked retail long enough to know every cheap item in a 5-mile radius, and I specifically remembered selling that exact toy gun to someone matching his build last week for $3.99. It was this terrible plastic thing that didn't even have a realistic weight to it. I looked him dead in the eyes and said, "Dude, that's a fake gun. I sold you that exact one last week for $3.99. I remember because you paid in quarters." His eyes went wide behind the mask. You could see the panic set in. He froze completely. The gun still pointed at me, but his arm starting to lower slightly. That's when I made the dumbest decision of my entire life. My boss kept a loaded .38 special under the counter in a lockbox that wasn't actually locked because he was paranoid about not being able to get to it fast enough. I'd never touched it before, never even thought about touching it. But in that moment, with this idiot standing there with his dollar store toy, something in my brain just snapped. Maybe it was the lack of sleep. Maybe it was being broke and pissed off about making $8.50 an hour. I don't know. I reached under the counter, grabbed the actual loaded pistol, and pointed it directly at him. My hands were already shaking. "Now get on the ground, face down, right now." He dropped instantly like someone cut his